Welcome to Understand. Those of you that have used Understand for a long time may have been wishing there was a built-in debugging tool. Well, today those wishes come true. Today we'll be talking about the exciting new Virtual Debugger. This new debugger is a great way to step through your code and effectively identify issues and better understand the flow of your program, all without having to leave the tool. In this video, we'll go over how to access the Virtual Debugger, how to navigate your code with it, and why it's such a powerful addition to Understand. So to access the Virtual Debugger, there are several ways we can go about it. First, we can just right-click a function entity to pull up the context menu and go to Start Virtual Debugger down here. Or we can use the shortcut Control+Shift+B with the function entity selected. Or we can press the new bug icon in the toolbar with the entity selected, or if you press it again, you can actually choose what function you want to debug. So here we've started the debugging tool for execute, which is a function in the FastGrep sample project. So let's just go over how to navigate the Virtual Debugger easily using just our keyboard. So if you press the up arrow, that will take you to the previous statement. If you press the down arrow, it will take you to the next statement. If you press the right arrow, it'll make you enter a block. And then if you press return or enter, you can enter a selected function, or escape will exit a current function. Keep in mind that there's a green indicator that shows us where we are in the source code at any given point. So as you can see, starting the debugger will pull up the path on the right-hand side, which will take us through the flow of the function and show us what line we're on, and what is happening at each point. So if we go up here, we're starting at the if statement. And if I press the right arrow to go into this if statement, it tells us here that we took the true branch. So this condition file equals null, we assume that to be true. So then if we press down, we skip the else if statement and we end up at Chimera. So as you can see, this tool is good for analyzing decision points. Decision points such as if-else statements or switch statements can be tricky to debug. Stepping through the code helps us see which branches are taken and why, making it easier to identify logical errors. Another thing we can do with the Virtual Debugger is if the function calls other functions, we can actually step straight into that function from the Virtual Debugger just using our keyboard. So here you can see we're at Chimera. The green indicator is showing us that we're on the line where Chimera is called. And so if we just press enter, then we start debugging inside of Chimera as well, and we can step through there. So if we keep going down through Chimera, once we hit this while loop, let's say we want to know what happens if this condition here is false. We'll just, instead of pressing right to enter the block, we will press the down arrow and it'll take us directly to this if statement. As you can see, the Virtual Debugger is really good for simplifying complex code. It'll help you step through complex code with multiple loops and decision points and help us break it down into smaller, more manageable pieces. This makes it easier to understand the code's overall flow and identify potential issues. So in conclusion, by using the Virtual Debugger to step through your code, you'll be able to identify and fix issues more efficiently, ensure your code is reliable, stable, and functions as intended. And then of course, if we want to exit the Chimera call, then we just press the escape button and we are back to the execute function, stepping through it normally. So this was just a short look at the Virtual Debugger and Understand. In this video, we covered how to turn on the debugger, use directional keys to navigate it, and why you should definitely be using it. For more information on the Virtual Debugger or anything else in Understand, visit support.sidetools.com.